Hey, the evolution of our independent community pharmacies is really grown outside of just what you'd say traditional retail pharmacy was and is today. And the pandemic taught us so much about the power of our community pharmacies. We are here at ThoughtSpot 2025 at the Outcomes booth. Matt, it is great to have you back.
All right, thank you. Number two.
Number two's up
Feeling
in.
good.
He's never
Yeah.
done a podcast, and now he's actually done dos. So
That's
this is
right.
good.
That's right. Starting a new career today.
All right, so immunization programs. This is a huge flag of opportunity that once again came out of the pandemic. We know that it was pharmacy that really saved the planet and our pharmacists in saving communities and educating communities about the necessary safety that vaccines provide us. And so let's talk about this program from a management perspective. Let's talk about expanding immunization programs throughout the community through our independent community pharmacies, and the fact that Outcomes takes a lot of interest in building things that we can use as infrastructure. So let's start right out. Let's talk about immunization programs in Outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully by now, a lot of pharmacies, most pharmacies are offering immunizations and doing vaccines. I think you're right. Maybe before even patients weren't really thinking of pharmacy as a place to do that. The pandemic changed that. We needed pharmacy. And now I think it's become quite the norm to think about, like, let's vaccinate and where can I vaccinate? And now pharmacy is becoming one of those options. And I think what's exciting about that is although we're out of, the COVID pandemic now, when I speak to customers, it's also kind of normalized some of those vaccines, right? People were pretty comfortable getting a flu vaccine every year. I think now that's combination flu and COVID every year. It's come normal everyday practice. But pharmacy also offers, what we see is other vaccines. Like we can vaccinate for RSV, we can do shingles, we can take care of pneumo for you. And I think making sure that not just during the flu season, the flu and COVID season, that we're addressing those, but really all year long there are those other vaccinations that patients qualify for, right? Age-based criteria as the CDC is putting that out. And making sure that we're honing in on those opportunities, presenting it to pharmacy in a simple manner, in a single platform, just helps make them the everyday working on a patient holistic.
So workflow is a big part of this, and it's to make sure that we're not stumbling as an extremely busy, fast-paced community pharmacy. Talk to us about workflow and talk to us about helping a community pharmacy build an immunization program.
Yeah. So we work at Outcomes. So hopefully everyone has, yes, their PMS running, but Outcomes running as well. And so when I think workflow, I want to minimize the systems I'm touching, and I want to make sure that I'm getting a full picture of a patient when I am touching them. And in the Outcomes platform, when you're enriching that with vaccines, like I'm used to seeing what Outcomes presents, a CMR, a tip, a payer opportunity, we can enrich that same patient profile with, we also recommend this vaccine. And let's make sure it's seamless for a user. I'm not navigating to a different platform or a different screen. I'm navigating within the same platform that I'm used to using today, which is the Outcomes platform. And I think future state, what I think I've heard in the market is, wouldn't it be great if we could also push those same vaccine opportunities down into the PMS, like another part of workflow? Outcomes today does push a lot of the MTM, the tips, the CMRs into the PMS and alerts you. I think our next evolution can be, let's push the vaccine opportunities in that same manner, right? So you're seeing it now in your PMS. Let me navigate to the Outcomes platform and take care of all those opportunities, hand in hand.
So I think of everything based on a campaign because it helps me organize content development for my client, including our client here, Outcomes. This is our ThoughtSpot campaign. So when I think of campaigns, I think of our seniors, I think of back to school, I think of athletics, I think of women's health. So if I took each of those subjects and wanted to build it, is there a way to do campaign driven immunizations to a group of patients that might be all categorized in a specific way in order to make it more of a way for me to use that to communicate to the community that, hey, we have X immunization program ready to go.
Yeah, I think a lot of customers of Outcomes, when they're coupling a vaccine solution with the engagement solutions we have, they can do just that. let me choose a specific population that I want to blast. Yes, you could blast everyone 18 and older if you want to tell them it's flu season. But if we want to be targeted, you can also target that down to a population.
Yeah.
Be really specific and let them know. And to your point about making sure that we message the right patients that are eligible, I think it is important when we're doing vaccine opportunities to do our best to determine that they are eligible. So we need to stay up to date with the guidelines for vaccines. We need to know if you've already dispensed the vaccine for that patient. And it would be great, and this is what we do, is we need to pull from that state registry to also see, hey, maybe they didn't vaccinate at your pharmacy, but maybe another provider did. So patient, at the end of the day, doesn't need that vaccine. We want to make sure that the patient is eligible to the best of our knowledge. And a lot of pharmacies, you understand that we're reporting this information to the state registry, just like other providers are. So that is the one central database that we'll pull from to make the most informed decision about who's eligible and not. I've heard the horror story of patient being annoyed that they got a text for, hey, you're eligible for flu, and they're like, I already got it. Some people get angry. I don't know why, but they do. And so we do our best to try to weed out that noise by making sure that we just take the registry data and what's in your pharmacy management system. And if we still get it wrong, we got it wrong. But what can you do at that point, right? It wasn't reported to a registry. It wasn't done at your pharmacy. We didn't know, quite frankly, that they got vaccinated somewhere that didn't report to a registry.
And we're hoping that these programs, let's say it's a senior care program, that everyone that is 64 years or 63 years older inside your database gets a personalized letter or a personalized email or some way of communicating with your patient that you have this available to them, and you're flagging them to let them know, here are the common things that someone at your age may be going through, blah, 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 something that's very official. And then really what I'm thinking of is increasing revenues for my pharmacy. I mean, that's a big part of this.
Yeah. I mean, the time we're dispensing just medications, that's not going to be it anymore, right? Quite frankly, it's hurting. And so finding a different revenue stream and opportunity, and something that, we are licensed to be able to do and vaccinate and provide that, and easier for patient to get access to, I think, quite frankly, I think it's a win.
Matt, this has been great talking to you again about the outcomes, systems, and the expansion of our independent community pharmacies here at ThoughtSpot 2025. Thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah, thanks.